Hi everyone, and welcome to Open Forensics Lab. In this video, we are talking about how to write an introduction for an oral interpretation performance. In many interpretation events, the introduction is a section of the performance written by the performer and spoken as yourself, not as a character. A strong intro helps the audience understand what they are about to experience and why it matters. Before we talk about the introduction, let's clarify one related term, the teaser. A teaser is a short opening selection from your script, usually about 1 to 1.5 minutes long. It comes before the introduction. The teaser should gain the audience's attention, establish the tone or voice of the piece, and start to hint at the themes of the performance. This section is performed in character. After the teaser, the performer transitions into the introduction. The introduction is also usually about 1 to 1.5 minutes long. Unlike the teaser, this section is spoken as you. Its job is to frame the performance. A strong introduction usually includes 5 parts: an attention getter, thesis, significance, academic source, and title and author. First, the attention getter. This is the hook. You might begin with a rhetorical question, a short description of a current or historical event, a statistic, or a vivid idea connected to the theme of your piece. The goal is not to summarize the plot. The goal is to invite the audience into the world, issue, or question that your performance explores. Second, the thesis. Your thesis should identify the main theme of the performance and the stance your piece illustrates. In other words, what does this literature help us understand? Is it about grief, girlhood, memory, violence, identity, family, loneliness, survival, power, belonging? Your thesis should make the meaning of the piece clear. Third, the significance. This answers the question, why is this important? You might explain who's affected by the issue that your piece addresses, or why the theme matters socially, politically, culturally, or philosophically. This is where you help the audience understand that the performance is not just a story, it's a story that reveals something meaningful. Fourth, include an academic or credible source. This source often supports your significance statement. For example, if your piece explores sexism in adolescence, you might cite a scholar, journalist, organization, or publication that helps explain how gender expectations affect young people. When citing the source, include the author or organization, the title or publication, and the year. The source should not feel dropped in randomly. It should help deepen the audience's understanding of the issue or theme. Fifth, state the title and author of the script or scripts you're using. Make sure the audience knows what you are performing and who wrote it. In a programmed oral interpretation or other multi-source event, this may include multiple titles and authors. For example, if a piece explores girlhood and sexism, the introduction might begin by noting that legal equality does not always mean lived equality. The thesis might explain that girls continue to receive messages telling them to be quieter, smaller, or less competitive. The significance might explain how those messages shape identity, and a source could support that idea. Then the performer would name the piece and author before returning to the performance. One important warning: avoid turning the introduction into a book report. You usually do not need to explain every character, plot point, or scene the audience is about to hear. Instead, think of the introduction as a frame. It should give the audience enough context to understand the meaning of the literature while still allowing the performance itself to create discovery. After the introduction, the rest of the performance should return to the script, and you will remain in character for the remainder of the event. So, when writing an oral interpretation introduction, remember, use the teaser to pull us into the piece, use the introduction to frame the meaning of the piece, include an attention getter, thesis, significance, source, and title and author. Most importantly, help the audience understand why this literature matters before you invite them back into the performance. Thanks for watching Open Forensics Lab.